Welcome back, Facebook friends. We are here live again today, and as you'll notice, we are outside in our makeshift setup kitchen. Woo! And we're gonna do some grilling. We got a little bit of a live audience today. We're gonna have some fun. We got some beautiful, seriously gorgeous Opah here today. Really great stuff. We've got some really gorgeous shrimp. These are the Mexican blue shrimp from Del Pacifico. Really great, beautiful shrimp. Super flavorful, perfect for the grill. So today we're gonna skewer these up, get them cooking, and have a good time. So definitely tune in. Don't forget to tag a friend. This is gonna be great. So first thing I'm gonna do with my shellfish here, I realize the setup's a little awkward, so I'm gonna do my best to kind of show you what we're working with. But I'm gonna basically start off by cleaning our shrimp. Now I've already cleaned most of them, so you can see we've got shell on here, which is ideal for grilling. This is gonna add a lot of additional flavor, and it's gonna help protect the shrimp from overcooking. So we've got a really nice shrimp here. So what we wanna do is split it down the back and remove any vein if there's a vein there. So I've got my trusty knife here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. So this one's pretty clean, but you can see I've gone and split it down the back. There's a little bit of vein in there, so I'm gonna pull that out. This is what you wanna remove. Real nice, so looking good here. So I'm just gonna use my knife to kind of pull that out like so, and we are good. So now I've got a perfectly clean shrimp that's butterflied right down the middle. This is ready to skewer. So perfect, this is exactly what you want, ready to go as is. And now we're gonna season this up with a little rub. But I'm gonna hit it with a little vegetable oil first. This should help keep everything from sticking too much. We'll get the seasoning on there and toss it all together. So I'm going back to this Rub with Love barbecue sauce. We use this barbecue rub. We used some of this stuff recently, so if I know some of you picked it up to make the recipe that we did before. If you still got it on hand, here's another great use for it. This is gonna be delicious. And I'm just gonna sprinkle generously all of my seafood here with this. I'm just kind of eyeballing it because I just want a kind of generous coating on it. You can do as much or as little as you like. And I'm just gonna sort of toss it all together and make sure that it's all good and coated with the oil and that seasoning. So same with the shrimp, just get it nice and tossed until it is nice and coated. Again, I realize my angles are a little goofy today, but that's all right. Sometimes you just gotta do it. And now everything's nice and coated, so we're good to go there. So now what we wanna do is start our skewering. So you could use all kinds of different vegetables for this. You know, obviously onions, bell peppers work great, red, green, yellow, do the rainbow. Mushrooms work really good here. You could do some larger cherry tomatoes too, that would be fine. So many different things you could do. Today we're just gonna do the seafood and the onions. It's what we got on hand. So we're gonna keep it pretty simple with what we got. So I'm gonna take my skewer. Now this is just a metal flat skewer. This isn't one of the round ones. The flat ones tend to work really well for this kind of thing because it prevents stuff from slipping and sliding off. It prevents things from rolling around the skewer when you're trying to flip it. Which can be a problem sometimes when you're trying to do kebabs and things at home. So I'm gonna start with my shrimp, and I'm gonna just sort of skewer through the back of the tail, like so, and I'm gonna run it around and skewer through the top. That's gonna help hold it in place the way we want it, just like that, nice and flat. So pretty simple, looking beautiful. Oh, it's gorgeous here. Look at, it's just a beautiful day for grilling. And I'm gonna take a few slices of onions, which I just kind of cut like so. And I'm gonna do the same thing and skewer that on there like that. I'm gonna take a piece of my Opah. I'm gonna skewer that through. Now the Opah I've already cubed up into pieces that are similar in size to the shrimp, so everything should cook up the same amount of time. So you can see shrimp, onion, Opah. And I'm gonna finish that off with another chunk of onion before I start adding another piece of shrimp, another piece of Opah, and then these skewers will be good to go. So I'll show you one more time here. So through kind of the back of the tail, which we've already split these shrimp, so this should be pretty easy to do, and right through the top. Again, it's a pretty nice looking skewer already. So simple, easy to do. Gonna get some onion and another good sized piece of fish, and then some more onion. And we're gonna have ourselves a finished skewer, which is gonna look like that. This is exactly what we want. This is perfect. It holds, you can see that nothing is spinning around on there. It's got a good coating of the oil and the seasoning, which is gonna impart flavor. Again, it's gonna help it prevent from sticking on the grill. So really nice, it's a beautiful looking skewer. To go ahead and do one more. So let's get my onion on. I'm gonna start with onion this time. Again, just to keep everything intact. Through the tail end, through the top end, and now we're not gonna be spinning and swirling all over the place. Some more onion. Like so. Got some more fish. Like so. Again, just the key here is to try to keep everything mostly the same size. That's gonna help everything cook evenly. It's gonna help with the flipping of the skewers. Just keep everything kind of nice and equal. And again, this isn't gonna take too long to cook. Again, because the shrimp and the Opah, again, roughly the same size. The shrimp cooks through pretty quick. The Opah at this size will cook pretty quick. So not a whole lot to worry about here. So perfect. So we got another skewer. It's perfect and ready to go. So now I've got my grill here that's been preheating. It's nice and hot, which is what you want. So what I'm gonna do, so I got a little non-stick spray that I'm gonna just spray my grill with. Now do this, when you're doing this, don't do it from over top like so, because you can see it kind of wants to flame up a little bit when the oil hits it, which is fine. But we want, again, to get a nice, good non-stick going. The fact that this is ripping hot is gonna also help prevent it from sticking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw these on, and I can hear that sizzling start right away, which is perfect and exactly what we want. So I'm gonna go ahead and also season this with some salt. We want a good season. Some of the salt will come off on the grill. So we're just gonna let that go and sort of do its thing. So I'm gonna move my fish off to the side. And while that goes, I'm gonna make a little bit of a creme fraiche sort of drizzle to go on top of here, like a nice lime crema. So I've got this creme fraiche. This is really nice stuff. We do carry this. And this is gonna make a really nice kind of topping for this shrimp and Opah. So I'm gonna take my creme fraiche, like so, and I'm gonna put a few tablespoons into a little mixing container here, like so. And I've got some lime that I've cut in half already, ready to go. I'm just gonna squeeze this into that creme fraiche. This is gonna add a little bit of a brightness and a little bit of an acidity to it, which will be really nice. Then I'm gonna add just a little bit more lime juice. There we go, perfect. It's a juice of, just over half the lime, 3/4 of a lime. I'm gonna stir this together like so. So we just have a nice kind of lime creme fraiche here. Got a little bit of cilantro. You don't have to use cilantro if you're not a cilantro fan. I'm just gonna mince a little bit of this up here, fairly finely. Again, we're not gonna be too fussy, we're grilling outside. So I got my cilantro, just gonna go right in. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil just to kind of add a little bit more richness in here and just to kind of thin it out just a little bit. And we're gonna have ourselves, we want a little bit of salt too. Definitely season that. Stir this all together. And this is gonna be a really nice sort of topping for our seafood. You can see there. We're just gonna drizzle this over the top. I'm gonna add just a little bit more olive oil. Again, this just adds a little bit of richness because it's already bright and acidic as it is with the creme fraiche and the lime. So I'm gonna go ahead and whip that together. There we go. This kind of thins it out, makes it a little bit more of a sauce there. So real nice. This is gonna be perfect on this shrimp. So take this, get a little platter ready. A little bit more of my cilantro here. Pull a few fresher stems out. Go ahead and just throw this all down. We're just gonna try to make this a little bit pretty. Real nice. Now, we wanna come over and check how our skewers are doing. Looking pretty good. Seem to be not sticking too bad, which is great. Now, just like cooking anything too, you wanna let it get that nice sear, because what's gonna happen is once it gets that sear and that crust develops, it will release itself from the grill. So you don't wanna be fiddling with this and moving this all over the place. You just wanna be able to let it sit there, get it seared until it's ready to flip on its own, and then go ahead and flip it and finish it on the other side. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah. So we got really nice looking skewers here. Absolutely beautiful. That shrimp is cooking up real nicely. So is the fish. And we want to just cook this until just that fish and that shrimp is just cooked through. Why Opah and what's the price? So Opah is a really great fish for grilling. It's actually a bycatch of the swordfish fishery. So it's a really nice sustainable fish. It's really well managed. There's not a specific fishery for it. But it's a great fish for grilling. It's kind of steaky in a similar way to swordfish, but it's got a much sweeter flavor. Opah is actually the only warm-blooded saltwater fish. So it's really cool in that way. Again, it's very unique. They're gorgeous. If you have a chance, Google moonfish. They're beautiful. They're huge and they're round and they've got beautiful coloring. Absolutely gorgeous. So definitely, if you get a chance, check that out. Go ahead and flip this other skewer here. Again, we're cooking up pretty nicely here. I can see that fish is starting to just cook through, just perfect. Fantastic. We do have swordfish available right now. Going back to the Opah, that's $18.99 a pound. We have the swordfish for $17.99 a pound. Obviously, this would work well with swordfish too, but Opah is a really special, nice fish that we don't get super often. But getting into the summer months, we do tend to see it a little bit more regularly. So this is a great fish. If you can see this, or if you see this and we have it, and you haven't tried it, definitely pick it up. It's a lot of the fishmongers' favorites. It's absolutely one of my favorites. I know a lot of people in Hawaii and even into California, it's one of their favorites. This is just a great all-around fish that's super, super gorgeous. Again, it's got such a unique, sweet flavor. It goes really well with heat. In terms of which one tastes better, again, I tend to prefer the Opah, and I know a lot of fishmongers do too. Swordfish is great also, again, especially for grilling like this. It's a really kind of nice way to do it. But Opah has just, it's a much sweeter flavor. It's a little bit less of a denser texture as well. So I think it's just a really beautiful fish. A little underrated. It's not quite as sweet as, say, a scallop, but you're getting sort of into that range. So really, really beautiful. Oh, this is the first fish you ever had from Coastal. There we go. Again, this is great stuff. Again, it's the people who don't know should know about it because it's so delicious. It's really great. Again, perfect for grilling, especially with just a light little seasoning on there. We're starting to look real good here. Absolutely fantastic. And again, you could do this so many different ways. You could add a lot of different vegetables to here. This would be awesome with some mushrooms on it. This would be really great with some bell peppers, things like that. You don't need to make the creme fraiche if you don't want to. You could just garnish with some fresh herbs and some lemon. That would be fantastic too. Really good stuff. Again, and on a beautiful day like this, it is absolutely gorgeous out right now. I don't know what the temperature is, but I am sweating in my sweatshirt right now. It's so warm, but you know, hazard of the trade, I guess. So we've got, again, this beautiful, beautiful fish. You're just about done there. And it just smells. I mean, you can smell that sort of that barbecue seasoning starting to caramelize onto the fish, which is really nice. You can smell the shrimp and that fish, just that beautiful, beautiful grilled fish smell. Fantastic. Again, this is just a great way to kind of be outdoors right now. I know it's hard. There's not a lot of places we can go and do stuff. But just set up in your backyard. You could do this on a small little grill inside as well. If you had like a griddle pan or something like that, you could certainly do that. Again, there's just a lot of different ways you can go. So I highly recommend doing this. And that fish is looking pretty good if you ask me. So I'm gonna do one more little flip here just to kind of get a little bit more color on. This is not the world's most powerful grill, so it takes a little bit longer than it might, say, if you were using charcoal, but that's okay. Again, just let it do its thing. It'll cook up. Because we cut into those shrimp, we can see inside them, and you can kind of see when it's cooked. When it's not sort of translucent anymore in there, and it's kind of white all the way through, you're good to go. What did you use as, so, okay, I can re-go over that. So for the spice rub, I just use this Rub with Love barbecue stuff. This goes really great. This is a brand that does stuff for seafood. Really good. We do carry this. Again, we used this in a recipe a few weeks ago, so if you still have some on hand, it's great for this. And then for the sauce, I did creme fraiche, lime, olive oil, and a little cilantro, just to do like a little fresh crema for the top. So very, very, very simple, but very, very, very delicious. Again, these are looking pretty great here. I think because I am so... I'm gonna give this just a quick cover for like a minute, and then we'll be done and good to go. Again, if your grill at home, you probably wouldn't need to cover it at all. You could just sear it off and it'd be good to go, no problem. But this is really delicious. Again, these simple skewers are great. We do have a recipe up on our website for swordfish skewers that would be very, very similar to this, that you could check. I'll try to get this recipe up as well. We're working on trying to get our recipes posted as I do them, but we're doing one a day and it takes a long time to get it written up and get all the photos ready and that whole jazz. So we always appreciate your patience. But again, if you want to know how to make it, just watch the video. Most of the recipes we're doing are very, very simple and are mostly technique driven, so you could change it up a lot. With this, you wouldn't have to use the barbecue rub. You could use any kind of marinade that you want. We have a great recipe, I think, up on our site for a very simple marinade that goes really well with shrimp. It's just a little olive oil, a little mustard, a few other little things that really helps emphasize the natural flavor of the shrimp. It's not overpowering or mustardy. It's just really tends to highlight shrimp in a very great way. So absolutely worth looking into. Time to upgrade the grill. Yes, could not agree more. But we make it work. So I'm gonna go ahead, remove my skewer. Let's go ahead and do this one the opposite direction. Onto our platter. So let's show you what I'm looking at here so you can kind of see. Got that nice, got some good grill marks going on. Got some nice charring, but it's just cooked around it through, which is exactly what we want. It's really beautiful. Those onions have softened, got nice and sweet, go really well with this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn off my grill here, close my lid, and I'm just gonna garnish with a few fresh lemons and limes, just to freshen up the plate a little bit, like so. And we'll take a little bit of our drizzle here, this creme fraiche again, and this is very simple. Again, creme fraiche, olive oil, and lime juice, a little bit of cilantro if you want. And I'm just gonna sort of drizzle this over the top. Again, this is just going to sort of brighten everything up, and we've got kind of a nice little peel and eat shrimp situation going on with these nice chunks of Opah. So real simple, nothing crazy. And it's that hot fish is sort of melting that sauce, so it's sort of drizzling all over the place, which is great. You can see it just sort of slop down there. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Again, simple skewers, really great. You saw how long it took for us to make these, not very long. Made these in real time. Basically all I did ahead of time was cube the Opah and cut the onion and clean a couple shrimp, which took all of 5 minutes. So this comes together very quick. Again, perfect for an absolutely beautiful sunny day like this. Cannot recommend enough. Great way to highlight simple fish. Again, just do a little squeeze of lime, a little bit of lemon, you're good to go. So thank you all again for tuning in. Definitely check out this Opah if you can, super delicious. The shrimp also really good. Yeah, so again, thanks for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow with something else. Who knows what tomorrow will be like. I think it's supposed to rain, so maybe we won't be outside again, but we'll come up with something fun and delicious to do. But till then, stay safe, hang in your backyard, do some grilling, eat well, and we will see you soon.